Let's get David Klaus in here.
Yeah, let's get David in here.
Our delightful 12-year-old friend, Primetime Klaus. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Big day at school today?
No, not really. Every day's the same.
Did you get your homework done?
Yeah.
What did you have for homework last night?
Algebra stuff.
Algebra? You're 12. What are you doing algebra?
I don't know.
That's the curriculum these days, Steve, and David is smart.
Well, I don't doubt that. Do you know what Pythagoras' theorem is?
No, I don't want to know.
That's good, man. When it comes to algebra, live in denial. Vikings and Eagles tonight. We turn to you, David, because you're our NFL expert, and most of your homework should involve game plans and things like that, but it seems like you got to go to school. So Vikings, Eagles tonight. Eagles, this is one of your best teams in the league. Vikings had a great year last year, but, a bad loss this weekend. Who do you like? What do you like? What's happening here?
I'm going to say Eagles. I do think the Vikings bounced back a little bit from that loss last week because that was not expected for them. That was not good for them. But I do think they bounced back a little, but still the Eagles on top. I have Eagles winning 35-30.
Well, that's a good game. I might have to stay awake for that. Well, wait, I'm off tomorrow. I can watch the whole game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Stay up as late as you want.
That's fantastic. You know what it's like, primetime, when you can stay up and you don't have to go to school the next day?
That's the most fun days.
Right. I don't have to go to school tomorrow. So that's pretty cool.
He doesn't. He's not going to school tomorrow. David, I need to talk to you a little bit about last week. Everyone predicted that the Bills would win, the Chiefs would win, the Bengals would win, but there were some big games that they did not win. So if you look at the Bears, if you look at the Bills, and you look at the Giants, those are really all pretty devastating losses. But in your opinion, based on what's going to happen the rest of the season, which one of those games was the most devastating?
I would say the Giants.
Yeah.
With the expectations from last year, how much they had built last year to get decimated by the Cowboys and to not even score 1 point.
Yeah.
It's a terrible start to the season.
So
yeah, but between that playoff loss last year, because the Giants were in the playoffs, and this one, they're outscored. It's like 100-7 in the last two games. That's not great. It's really not great. There's going to be a meeting. Meanwhile, our Chicago Bears, primetime David Klaus, wow, are they terrible? Is there anything you could say to make us feel better?
Well, that was not the performance that I wanted, or I'm pretty sure any of Chicago wanted. But there were some good points in the game.
Yeah, like when it was over.
A few lights of like how Justin Fields could play down the road. He needs to pass way more to his top targets, and they need to do more because that was just not going to cut it.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to tell you, I don't understand.
It was bad.
There isn't a sense of urgency to be better when you only have 17 cracks at this, over the course of a year. I don't get it.
Bad. Can I ask a question, though? Because the Packers won and because the Lions won, who's the front runner really in the NFC North now? Because we all thought it was the Lions, but did the Packers and Jordan Love have a shot?
I mean, I don't think they have a serious shot. I still think the Lions are one of the best teams in the league and the best team in the NFC North. The offense looks clean and the defense looks like they can throw some people off their game.
Well, we salute your Jaguars. You're live in Jacksonville. You got a tough game this weekend with Kansas City. Who's going to win that?
I'm going to say Jaguars.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the Jags need to get some pressure on, though. Josh Allen had 3 sacks last week. He needs to carry that over against the Chiefs.
That's a home game. You going?
I would like to go. I don't know.
Do you know where your dad's car keys are? Not recommending you do that, of course.
Yes, you are.
David, you saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers. We all did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad for him and the Jets? And then I have a question about what he said on social media, which was, "The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again." What do you make of that?
I don't know. He's very crazy, but I do think he might have a little bit of a bounce back year next year. I do think he will play. I do think there is some light at the end of the tunnel for Jets fans, and I do think they'll have a better season next year. But as for this year, it's going to be kind of a rough go at it. I don't know what's going to happen. It's very, very open.
But here's the thing, David. Your dad is in good shape. Your Uncle Kurt's in good shape. But if they get hurt, you probably don't expect them to do the same thing that got them hurt in the beginning, do you? Don't you tell them, hey, Grandpa, time to slow down. Don't you say that?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is just a little bit crazier than everyone else. So.
Oh, okay, good. All right, make a note of it. Aaron Rodgers is crazier than your husband, Jane.
I don't know. Kurt just did like a 200-mile bike ride, and he's just fine. He's like, I feel better than ever. Okay.
No, we're gonna need to see his papers.
I know.
All right, Raiders, Buffalo. The Bills had a terrible loss last week. You can't lose to the Jets when their big star quarterback goes out, but yet they found a way to do that in overtime. Raiders, they're not a bad team. They're improved. Bills got to win, don't they?
Yeah, they have to win. I think the defense needs to get turnovers, and Josh Allen needs to figure out who is on his team. So I have Bills winning 28-20.
Bills 28-20.
28-20. Okay.
Sunday night games, Miami, New England. There's 2 Monday night games this week. It's still early to go. Well, this is the absolute game of the week. But is there a game we haven't talked about that you're paying attention to?
Jaguars.
I mean, I really like the Vikings-Eagles game. That's my favorite for this week.
And how late can you stay up? Have you gotten approval from your mom and dad on how late you can stay up tonight?
I mean, I'm going to have to press it a bit. I need to watch that game.
You're gonna have to tell them you got prep work to do. You got to stay up.
Yeah, well, you never know when we're going to call you in for extra duty.
Yeah.
It's the Vikings at Philly tonight. What's your score? What's your prediction?
I have the Eagles winning 35-30.
Buffalo, Vegas. Score?
28-20.
Bills win that one?
Yep.
Bears, Tampa Bay, in Tampa?
27-20 Bears.
Oh.
You said Jacksonville's going to win. Give me Miami, New England on Sunday night.
Miami, New England. I have Miami winning 28-7.
Wow, blowout. All right. Jane?
I don't have a list of the games in front of me. Sorry about that. But I'm looking at last week's
closing question.
Oh, I was looking at last week's predictions and seeing how close he was. You know, a lot of times, David, the experts say that week 1 really doesn't matter. It counts on the record, but it's a lie. It's a lie until week 2. Do you believe in that? Because week 2 is when they should say, "Oh, snap into it. We got to make this happen."
Well, I do think week 1 is a little bit of a lie because, they're still getting into it. A lot of the rookies don't play their best. But it is, I think, a pretty accurate picture. I do think the Jags are going to have a good year, and I do think the Chiefs are going to slow down a bit. And for the Lions, I do think they're going to be a top 3 team. So I think there's a little truth in that.
Okay.
All right. Well,
He's
all
the
good.
Best.
All good. David, before you go, you play sports. You're a jock. You're an athlete. And, you've probably had some good coaches, and certainly your dad's a good coach, and your Uncle Kurt and everybody you listen to. What's more important, have fun, play hard, or be smart? What's the most important thing you could do?
I mean, being smart helps you everywhere, so I'd say be smart.
Okay, could you call the Bears and tell them that? I mean, if we get you the number, could you just call them, just say be smart, and then hang up?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
that might help them a bit.
Yeah, there's no question it was.
Listen to the 12-year-old. Be smart. Click.
No question. All right, that's a great David Klaus. David, have a great day at school.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being on.
Thanks, David. It's always great to have you on. Say hi to Mom and Dad.
And your teachers,
All right,
too.
I will.
And the teachers, yeah.
Yeah.
And your friends.
Teachers.
Yeah.
Micah and Isaac.
Pythagoras theorem? Yeah. No.
Learn something and teach us next week.
I don't want to think about it. Pythagoras theorem. That's my quote of the day right there. You know what Pythagoras theorem is? I don't want to think about that. What's wrong with you, Steve?